Excluding my offspring, these are the best things I've ever made. Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Adam's Kitchen Adventures. Now you may recall back in episode 3 I said this. You should consider that I have a definite bias against messing with the donut status quo. Well, it turns out that there is at least one exception to this rule, and that exception is cronuts, i.e. a combination of a donut and a croissant. So to find out more, let's go back to last night when I used a sorted food recipe to make some cronut dough. I forgot to say that, as usual, there's no need to like or subscribe unless you would like to. Just give this recipe a go and let me know what you think. Anyway, let's get back to last night. Here at the Adam's Kitchen Adventures channel, one of our mottos is, if you want to feast, first check your yeast. For our cronut dough, we do this by warming up 60 ml of milk with 65 ml of water, mixing with a pinch of sugar and 6 grams of yeast, and then checking that something like this happens. To make our dough, we need to bring together 250 grams of flour with 150 grams of fridge cold diced butter. Adam, what kind of flour? Is the question that I'm sure you're asking. Well, for some reason, gluten content presumably, we need a 50-50 split between bread flour and plain flour, so 125 grams of each. Add your yeast mixture, 30 grams of sugar and half a teaspoon of salt. We now need to bring our dough together. However, we do not want the butter to melt. You are going for a gentle massage as opposed to a full-on knead. So while you do want to show your dough a good time, you do need to stop before things get too steamy. Wrap your combined dough in cling film and then leave in the fridge for a couple of hours to let your butter recompose itself. It's now time to laminate our dough, whatever that means. Roll out your dough into a rectangle. If you can see lumps of butter, then great job. Fold over the first third of your rectangle onto the middle third, and then finally fold the last third over the first two. Repeat this process 2 more times, ensuring that you turn your dough through 90 degrees between each set of re-rolling. Seeing as how this process may well have got your butter a tad excited again, we do need to re-wrap in cling film and leave in the fridge for another 4 hours at least, but overnight is best. Now that everything has cooled down, we can roll out our dough into a rectangle one last time. You'll now need to peruse your household to find as many circular objects as you can. For your donut periphery, you will need a big circle, and for the classic donut hole, a smaller circle. After careful consideration, I settled on the top of a biscuit tin for my big circle and a shot glass for my little circle. Place your cronuts on a baking tray lined with grease-proof paper and leave to rise for another hour. The idea of frying anything in more than just a splash of oil terrifies me. But faint heart never won fair lady. So, find the heaviest pan that you have in your cupboard. For me, this was a wok, and add a couple of centimeters of oil.
Just please be careful.
If you own a cooking thermometer, then I doubt you are wasting your time watching this video. But for my fellow novices, you could check your oil is hot enough by inserting a wooden spoon and just checking that some small bubbles appear. Fry your cronuts for a couple of minutes on each side until golden brown. Your donut holes will take less time, likely a minute-ish on each side. Once golden brown, use some kitchen towel to remove excess oil and then leave to cool. In terms of decorating and filling your cronuts, well, I'll leave this up to you, but as a minimum, you can just toss in sugar while still warm. These look really good. If I had to guess, I would say each one contains upwards of 18,000 calories. So as an optional step, you can engage in some damage limitation. So, we have burned 737 calories, which presumably must cover a little bit of this, so I think we're okay. So visually speaking, I think we do need to acknowledge that they are a little on the flat side, but I've always been a big believer that, you know, on MasterChef, when they make a big deal about the food maybe tasting great but not looking great, I've never really liked that. I think the most important thing is how it tastes. So let's see what they taste like. So we do have some of the lamination. I love donuts. Really, really good. Really good. We'll try one more just to be sure. I love these. Just to make absolutely sure, we'll try a donut bowl. I'm pretty sure we've nailed these taste-wise. We just need to work on the execution, the presentation, work out how we can make them puff up a little bit more. But I mean, in terms of taste, these are great. And if you don't care what your food looks like me, then you're sorted. I'm still not really a fan of frying in all that hot oil. It did make me a bit nervous, but I mean, as long as you're sensible. So that's episode 5 done. This is definitely my favourite recipe so far. I do recommend that you give it a go. If you do, please let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope that you're safe. I hope that you're well, and I'll see you again next time. Maybe just one more.